Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know like if this is really good lighting. Honestly, give me a second, because I think that I can like try to get some type of daylight. It's not really gonna work because like it's not really, you know. But anyways, I think this is pretty good lighting. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, welcome to my channel. If you are new, I have not posted in a very long time, as y'all already know that. But we are going to start getting back into what we're supposed to be doing, I feel like. And for me, that is influencing and making content. So, yeah. We're gonna start doing on this channel a scripture before we get into the video. So I'm looking for one now. We're gonna do, I was gonna do my favorite one, which is Jeremiah 29:11, but I think I'm going to do a different one. I like to just kind of, okay, so I think I'm gonna do this one. This is Matthew chapter 7 verse 21. It says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. On that day, many will say to me, 'Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and do many powerful deeds in your name?' Then I would declare to them, 'I never knew you. Go away from me, you lawbreakers.'" Now, what I wrote down from these notes are, am I allowing God to teach me and instruct me? And am I following his word? And am I being guided by his hand? We're going to leave it at that. If y'all want to come back to that or dwell on that, y'all can. But that's just my little daily scripture. I'm trying to work on jumping into my Bible more, because I'm trying to see, that's how quickly I get thrown off. Somebody text me. I'm trying to work on getting more into my word every day, because I used to be, you can tell when you falling off track. This is like my book that I bring to church along with my Bible. You can tell, I'm not gonna show y'all all of my notes, but you can tell when like you falling off from like not being devoted to being in your word and stuff, because I used to be addicted to like getting in the Bible and stuff like that, and then I kind of just fell off just a little bit, not too much, but I fell off to the point where I'm not opening my Bible. So yeah, we're gonna get back right slowly but surely. And then for the girls or the ladies out there, this is another book that I like to read. And yeah, but anyways, we're gonna get into the story time. I don't advise people under 18 to watch this video. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But just be advised of some of the things that I'm going to say and some of the things you're going to hear. We're gonna go ahead and get jump started into it, because I don't like long intros, and I know y'all probably don't like long intros either. All of my social medias will be linked below if you guys want to go follow those or interact with those, whatever. A lot of my people that are watching this video are probably coming from my social media, so this is for my subscribers that are here now that don't have me on social media. But yeah, so basically it started off when I want to say I was either 2.5 or I was 3. My little sister was, I want to say 1 or 2, and then my little brother was a few months old, which will be David. He was a few months old because he was still in the car seat. So we're coming from St. Louis, which is St. Louis, Missouri. We're leaving from there. Now we went to it started off with us going to my aunt's house. Something happened with my mom and my aunt, and then my mom ended up going to jail. Well, I didn't see them take her off, but I just know that they had put her in handcuffs. And then next thing you know, my dad came, which is my biological dad, and he just took us. And I just know we fell asleep, and then when we woke back up, we was at the airport, and we were looking at this lady. I want to say she was either Mexican or Latina, and I think she had like one of her children with her, because she had 3 kids total. She had an older daughter and a younger daughter, and then she had like a younger daughter. And I'm not going to disclose their names in this video, because even though they did bad things to us, like everybody, even though like it feels kind of weird just with me saying this and me hearing it come out of my own mouth, but even though they did some crazy things to us, I know everybody deserves a second chance, and I know that everybody, I don't know, for them to have did that to us, they clearly went through something in their lives or something, whatever, they have problems mentally, whatever the case may be. But either way it go, they're forgiven from me. I still battle with certain things, but I feel like deep in my heart, I have forgiven them in a way. I'm not gonna say 100%, because I honestly can't even say that. That's why I had to change it, because I still go through things and think about things and have moments where I'm just like, I still have PTSD from like when I'm with people or when I'm dating somebody. I just be having flashbacks and stuff like that. Or when I'm in a situation and it's kind of like that, I start panicking and I start crying and stuff like that. But either way go. And I know my little brother and my little sister still deal with things too. So yeah, so I just know that we met her at the airport, and they're loading our bags onto like the little thing that goes in a circle, like, or they're grabbing the bags off. They were either putting our bags on there or they were grabbing them off. Next thing you know, we come down these steps, and maybe my time zone is like getting messed up, but just stay with me because I'm a kid remembering stuff from when I was a kid. So all I remember is we left from the airport, and then we were coming down these steps, and then we walked up these steps. Now, mind you, I think we were at an apartment complex. That's the first place I remember, is at an apartment complex. Nothing too crazy happened here, except for there was one time where, well, I know that me and my sister and my brother, we was all in this room. We also in the same room, and I think I would say this was my dad's house before they got a house together or something, because the older siblings were not there, like her kids were not there. And I remember one time they were either my stepdad and my stepmom. I mean, my dad and my stepmom was either they were having in whatever, or they were doing something. But I just walked out and I saw them naked, and I got in trouble and I had to go back to my room. Like, I'm just telling y'all what I remember, and that's the only vivid memory I remember from that house, from that apartment. The next vivid memories I remember is we get to this house. I just know we also kept bouncing around. Like, it was so much bouncing around to the point where I don't even remember exactly where we were at. I just know we kept moving. I know one of the places we were in was Pensacola. I'm not sure if we traveled from Pensacola, but I know we kept going in and out. Like, we kept leaving and then coming back, leaving and coming back. And we were moving a lot. I know the place when we finally got settled at was, like, I guess when my dad thought that everything was like kind of decent, was where my Aunt Yvonne had her church at, and I think that was Pensacola, or it was either Tallahassee. It was one of those two. I think it was Tallahassee. Pensacola, Tallahassee, whatever. I don't remember. But yeah, I just know they had like this family church. My Aunt Yvonne used to church there. My nana used to preach there. My uncles used to play the drums and the piano and stuff like that. And yeah, it was kind of like decent at church, but at home, my stepmom and my stepdad, why do I keep saying that? My stepmom and my dad would leave us with Steven, I just said his name, I don't care. They would leave us with him and the older daughter and then the youngest daughter, and they would just leave us in our rooms all day. Like, I don't remember any times where we went outside. I know sometimes, like, when we used to go to the store, we would have to close our eyes. It was really weird. Like, we had to close our eyes. Or when we went to school, and I don't even remember us going to school. Like, I remember one time, I think my dad went to go enroll us in school, and then we never went back. And when we did go back, it was like I literally think I went for a day. I don't remember going to school. I remember we went to a football game this one time, and I had walked away from my dad. Something happened that night. I think that was the night, like, I think that was one of the times where my mom was like getting on to us. It was something because we left so quick. But either way go, they would leave us with them, and then they would start doing things to us. Like, I remember one time we had to drink pee. Like, we asked for something to drink, me and my little sister, and they went and warmed up something in a cup, like in a mug, and I thought that it was tea. And they called me, my little sister, and my little brother to the kitchen. They were like, drink this. So we drunk it, and it was their pee, or it was one of their pee. It was somebody's pee, but we drank it. And then there was another time where my little brother, like, I don't know what he had did, but he had got a really, really bad whooping, like a really, really bad whooping. Like, they would just do. I think he was like playing with a dog or something, because we had a weenie dog, and I think he was playing with a dog or something, and my dad just whooped him, because he was always believing the lady, our stepmom. He was always believing her and the kids. He never believed us. I remember one time when my dad had whooped me so bad I was bleeding all the way from up here all the way down to my feet. I was bleeding from the spanking. And I was trying to tell him, like, I did not do anything. And he just looked at me and he said, I whoop you because I love you. Like, we kept trying to tell him. And then I remember one time I had got a whipping so bad that I was bleeding. It left marks. Like they're finally going away now. Like you can still see. I think it's on this leg. You can still see like the little mark, but it took so long for them to heal. But at the same time, my dad had came in and poured alcohol or peroxide like on my cuts and stuff. And yeah. But another time they had left us there by ourselves with them, and the older girl called us in the room, and she was naked, but the other girl was naked too. Like remember I told her there was a younger girl and then there was the older girl, and she like made us do stuff to them down there, like was putting our faces in it. We're so young, we didn't even know what we were doing, but I just know they kept putting our faces, like at least my face. I don't remember if it happened to my little sister because I cannot remember, but I know with me they kept putting my face down there and just kept on. And then my stepmom had ended up like getting back in the house, and they had rushed me out of there, and they had told my mom that day that I was bad. And that's the day me and my little sister got whooped so bad to the point where we was both trying to defend each other. Like me and my little sister was like trying to protect each other. And I was trying to protect my little sister because every time I said something, she would hit my little sister. And I remember that day she had got a wood log from outside, like about that thick, and was whipping us with it. Because they would go outside and get sticks. Whenever they used the belt, she would use the kind of like this part of the belt, like that metal part of the belt. She did not use like the regular part that you're supposed to use. They always whipped us with that. Like, it was just crazy. I remember one time she spanked me with the belt, and she was hitting me with the other part, and she hit me so hard that it had gave me a black eye. And when we had went to church, my grandma kept on asking like what happened, but then she kind of disregarded it. Like I sometimes feel like my grandma knew what was going on, but at the same time, I don't know. Cause like I love my grandma and stuff, but at the same time, I just don't understand how nobody like noticed nothing was going on. Like we coming with bruises and all this other stuff. I just don't see how anybody knew what was going on. But at the same time, people can also hide things very, very well. There was a incident where my stepbrother had pulled me into the room when my parents had left and laid me on the floor, and then kind of like bit me over a little bit. And I don't know what he did to me, but I just know he had ejaculated like on my thigh. And when I went to the bathroom, he told me to go clean off. And when I went and did that, I didn't know what that was because I'm so young. So I have no idea what this gooey stuff is. I just know that's what I had told my mom. Like my real mom, when I had got back with her, I had told her like, this is what was down there. I don't know what that was, and they already knew what it was. I guess like when we went to the therapist, and explained to her like a little bit about what was going on, she already knew what it was. A lot of the other stuff is just like bad whoopings. Like I can tell so many stories of us getting like terrible whoopings, getting beat so bad to the point where like we bleeding, mouth bleeding, nose bleeding, stuff like that. Getting molested like every day. Like my older stepbrother did something to us, if not one of us, to all three of us every day. It was always like something. Like every time my dad would leave, he always did something. And it was one night my dad was going to the studio and he was leaving us with them. And I told him, I was like, please, like you don't know what's going on. Like you don't know the things that be happening when you leave. He did not believe me. It was a time when I was younger that my dad was making music in his little like office area, and I had jumped on a song with him. Like I'm gonna ask him, does he still have it? But I think he does still have it posted up on YouTube. But I was on a song, on one of his songs, like the background singer on one of his songs, and I was like 4. But I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit. I guess we'll keep that part for another story time. But another thing is, when this is after we got back with my mom, when we went to therapy, like even now to this day, I have dreams and like little visions. Like I am like traumatized of potatoes, like, and not regular potatoes, like, because you know when you go to therapy, they make you act out, because we weren't talking, we wasn't saying nothing, we didn't finally say anything until we was able to act it out, and we finally understood like what was going on. So when we acted it out, the lady had from the potato from Toy Story, and she had a bear. And it was like she took off everything on the potato, so it was like a regular potato. Let's just pretend it's a potato. And she made me show her what was going on with the bear. So I'm using the bear and pouncing down on the potato, and then she's making me use the potato to show her what was inserted, where things were going, and stuff like that. And ever since then, like, I have been, I don't know what it is, like, I even squish, like, get squirmish when I think about potato, like that kind of potato, like from the, like the Mr. Potato Head. I get squirmish because it's like, I don't know, it just like make me feel sick or something. But yeah, it's definitely real. Like, there was a time with my ex, he was like holding me down, and I thought about when my stepbrother used to hold me down and do things to me. And even though, like, when he was doing that, I know that he was doing it to like piss me off, but he didn't realize that he was really like triggering something in me. Like, I started screaming and crying. I was like, get off me, get off me, get off me. And I was like, please, I'm begging you to get off me, because it just triggered something in me. So just make sure that, like, because I don't think that I did everything that I was supposed to do, like growing up, getting therapy and stuff like that. And I just want to tell anybody that's going through that right now, or if you did go through that and you're younger than me, because I'm 21 right now, to go to therapy. Like, take the opportunity to get help and talk about it, not to the world if you don't want to, but to a therapist or somebody that's close to you, so that way you're not holding all that in, because it's gonna eat you up if you hold it in. But I'm gonna cut it off right here and leave it at this. I will make another video probably like tomorrow or in a few days, and we'll just do, like, for the next part, I'll ask y'all, like, for a questionnaire, what next part y'all want. And another thing I want to say is just don't feel ashamed to tell your story. I know, like, when you tell your story, it's very hard. Like, for me, it was kind of hard because I haven't talked about that in a long time. So that's why I was like getting cut up and stuff like that, like just thinking about it. That's why I'm not looking at the camera, because it'd be hard for me when I'm talking about a certain thing and I'm thinking about it visually. I have to look somewhere else. I do that in person too, but yeah, so we'll leave it at this. Y'all can also drop things in the comments that y'all want to hear about. As long as I feel comfortable talking about it, I will definitely talk about it. And don't mind this like little dripping thing. I dyed my hair 2 days ago, so it's kind of like stained my face a little bit. But yeah, and then I'm gonna drop some music content today, so yeah. I will see y'all later. Make sure that y'all just keep going. Make sure that y'all getting up and really just focusing on what needs to be done for that day, and not stressing yourself out about what's to come in the next year or so, because that's what I've been doing lately, and I'm stressing myself out. So yeah, y'all have a great day. Y'all let me know. Y'all can text me, email me, whatever the case may be. I'll see y'all later.